Welcome again to my channel. Today I want us to look at something very important. Daughter and mother-in-law relationship, or son-in-law as the case may be, but I'll focus on daughter and mother-in-law. Very important. Yes, I'm sure you're like, yes, big topic. Why the term mother-in-law? A lot of people have changed the narrative now. They call it mother-in-law. Very beautiful, but it's not mother-in-law or daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, father-in-law for father-in-law sake, mother-in-law sake and all that. No, it's for a reason. Now, over the years, in time past, that word started 14th, 15th, 16th century ago, started, and the essence is, the law there is, that law, there is a law, there is a rule that applies to, if I am the daughter-in-law, the rule I use for my mom is the rule I'm expected to use for my mother-in-law. So it's saying one rule applies to us all. That law, this law is applicable to us all. The same thing I say to my father-in-law, I can say, ideally should be able to say to my own dad. I love my dad. I tell daddy I love you. I should be able to say I love you to my father-in-law too. So that's the essence of the law, in case you have never paid attention or given a thought to it. So I'm telling you that now. It's a law that one law applies to us all. As I want to treat my mom, I should treat my mother-in-law the same way. I shouldn't be doing this to my mom good and this to my mother-in-law bad. I shouldn't be doing this to my sister-in-law, to my daughter-in-law, and not be able to do the same. Or what I'm not doing to my daughter, I'm doing to my daughter. And what I'm not saying to my daughter, I'm saying to my daughter-in-law. The way I am not criticizing my daughter, I'm criticizing my daughter-in-law. It's not supposed to be. So that's that. Now, it's a great privilege to have a daughter-in-law or a mother-in-law. A very big, rare opportunity, because not everyone has a mother-in-law, a daughter-in-law. Some do not even have a husband. So it's the husband that brings about the two. Your son brings about the two. So some don't even have sons, so they can't say, oh, this is my daughter-in-law. No. So it's a great privilege that we should cherish. We should appreciate the fact that I have a mother-in-law, I have a daughter-in-law, as the case may be. Now, I want us to look at basics, then we look at the things, few things we should be doing together, mother, daughter-in-law, to have a better relationship or a good relationship. Now, someone I claim to love brings about my mother-in-law. Someone you claim to love brings about that daughter-in-law. You have a son, you love your son, and that's because you have a son, you have a daughter-in-law. Because you have a husband, you have a mother-in-law. So, do you love your son so dearly? It's a question. Do you love your son so dearly? The answer should be yes. I know we always say we love our children. So, love his wife and respect her and accept her. Accept her and respect her. Do you love your husband? Me, Ruth Abokoku, I love my husband. It's good. I've heard you. But please, if you truly love your husband, you will love his mom, you will accept her, and you will respect her. Yes, accept her and respect her is very key. So that's one basic. Why is there often conflict between mother and daughter-in-law? It's common, mostly common. Sister-in-law and daughter-in-law always having conflict, a major one. So this daughter-in-law and mother-in-law thing has been from ages. Why is there always conflict? Now, the essence or the reason why there is conflict is competition. Yes, the wife wants to have the whole of the heart of the man to herself. The mother is my son, I raised him, I gave birth to him. She wants to still be the cynosure. She wants to be the center. She wants him to put her in the center. No. Or that's the reason why there is conflict, competition. You're supposed to, I'm important, I've been important before you came on board. I still want to be important. I still want this particular man. I want to have him to myself. So the reason why we have issues, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law issues, is conflict. Is that man, competition, his heart. Men, God will help you. So many people want to have your heart. But what is not known is, for many people, we all have our spaces. We all have our parts in the heart of that man. You have your part as the wife. The mother has her part. Very, very key. It's very important for us to know that part, to understand that. So you don't say you are the only, you should be the only person in his heart. It's not possible. It's not going to work. Even God is still in that same heart, and it takes center stage. So it's very important to know the reason why we have issues, conflict. Now, being at peace with each other tells a lot about how much peace you want this man to have, this son of yours to have, this husband of yours to have. Don't, especially for those mother-in-law, daughter-in-law that live together or are close, very close. Some are distant, but as distant they are as they are too, they have big issues, bigger issues than those that are very close or that live close by or that live together. Ideally, you shouldn't be living with your mother-in-law, but there are situations that calls for it. Maybe she's healed, you want to nurture her back to good health, or she comes to help you take care of your children, or she just had a baby, different reasons. Or she has issues with accommodation, different issues. So there's no hard and fast rule. So it's a rule. She can never live with me. Don't forget, it's an investment too. It's like putting money in the bank. You're going to reap it very soon. Before you know it, your children are all grown up. Now, the mother-daughter relationship should be a relationship of understanding, not a relationship of wanting to have your way, always forcing yourself, being demanding certain things. No, it's a relationship of understanding. You must understand that, she's a young girl, she's 25, she's 35, you are 75, 65, 85, she's 45, you are 90. I mean, the generational gap is wide. You're not of the same generation, so you cannot always see things the same way. But there are things we should see the same way. Things that pertains to the instructions of God, we should see it the same way. Do unto others as you want others to do to you. So it's very, very important. We show love and understanding. What you cannot take, please don't give it. Would you like your children not to call you in a month? They don't even know you exist for a month. They don't send upkeep. They don't pay attention to you. Would you like that? So why are you doing the same to your mother-in-law now? The only time you send things to her is December, Christmas period. It's not good enough. She lives around your environment. The only time you see her is when there is a function. It ought not to be. Take out time. Because, like I said, it's an investment. Take out time. Be deliberate. This month, let me go check this woman. And if she's so far, she's abroad or she's in another city or another state, fine. It may not be easy because of the schedule of your job, work life and all, everything. Raising children, I understand. But always, the phone is there. Call her as much as you can. Send her credit so at least she can also call you. 100 naira, 200, 1,000, as God blesses you. The key is, let this person know that you're there and let them experience love from you. Let them experience it. That, my daughter. Some of them don't even have daughters. Help them to understand what it feels like to have a daughter. Some don't. So help them to experience it. It's very key. Avoid criticism. And that is mostly from mothers to daughter-in-laws. Because why is she cooking rice this way? When you go visit her, you are in her space, or she comes visiting and you want her to do things, please let her do it the way she can do it. If she's in your space, you may give one or two tips. But if you are in her space, let her do things the way she knows how to do it. As far as that thing is not life-threatening, it's not going to kill you, it's not poison, or it's not going to damage your health. If it will damage your health, let her know, oh, this is how I want my rice to be cooked, or this, I don't eat ripe plantain, I eat unripe. Let her know all those basics. And normally she's supposed to know that there are things you don't give to elderly people, ideally. Okay, let's assume she doesn't know. You explain to her. You don't criticize. You don't allow her to finish cooking and say, what is this? Is this food? Is this the nonsense you've been giving to my son? Your son has been eating that nonsense and he's not complete. He's not a baby. That's one thing I don't get. We act like this man is a baby. He's an infant. He's a toddler. And we act like we want to recommend how to relate with the husband, to the girl, to the young lady, or to the wife. That's not your business. They have a life before you came. They've been married 5 years, 6 years, or they just got married. Leave them to discover each other and to evolve. Give them space. Give them room to evolve. Let them do things the way they want to do it. If they need help, they will come to you. And if it's important you advise them and just leave it that way. Very important. Don't criticize. Why are you dressed this way? Why are you using attachments to make your hair? Why are you buying hair extension? Why are you wearing makeup? In our own time, in our own day. Mommy, it's not your day, it's not your time, it's not your dispensation, it's our generation. Yes, it's very important. In our own time. That's your time. You enjoyed it then. I saw some pictures recently and I'm like, wow, this woman, one of my aunties, you need to see the sunglasses or the glasses she wore on her wedding day. Big one. If this woman that I know today, if any child dares, any girl, daughter-in-law or daughter wears that kind of glass or glasses, or I don't know the name to call it, if it's mirror, for her own wedding, I know what that woman will say. Yes, I know what she will say. But I just laughed. That, see life. Why are you making up that way? Why you see, if you want to help this person to be better, you influence them, or you speak in a way that they see reason with you, not in a way that they see you as an enemy. Yeah, let them not see, don't allow them see you as an enemy. Why are you talking that way to your husband? You are very rude. You are not trained. You don't have home training. Direct like that, you will lose the girl. Shebi is her husband. You've forgotten the way you were talking to your own husband. Now you want what you didn't do, who you were not. You want to make somebody else to be. Influence her positively. And daughter-in-law, leave this mama, she's old. As far as it's not affecting your marriage, there are things you speak on. There are things issues you bring on board. You need to discuss. But as far as it's not affecting your marriage, leave the old woman alone. Just leave her, let her be. If you can chip in one or two, mom, see, why don't you do it this way? Grandma, why don't you look at this option? There's a way you say it. You don't say, grandma, why are you doing, you behaving like you make her, you speak like she's a fool. They will do the same to you. It's an investment. One thing that is very, very constant in my mind, in my thinking, in my doing, in the private part of my heart, is the fact that whatever I do, I will get it back. Yes. If I ruin somebody's marriage, it's a matter of time. If I go behind somebody to say ill about her to her husband, it's a matter of time. The same will be done to me. So it's investments. It's like you are making monthly contributions. Whether you like it or not, press down, shaking together, everything, more than you give, you will receive. So when I'm dealing with my mother-in-law, I always look at her. When her son is not there, I always look at that. We all have our shortcomings. You are not best. You are not there, the best you yet. You are emerging. So you may make mistakes. And when I make mistakes, when I do things wrong and my conscience tells me, I go to her when nobody is there. Grandma, ẹ má bínú ẹ̀kan, I'm sorry about yesterday. Because number one, you must know that she's a parent, and the Bible says that we should honor our parents in the Lord. Honor them, give them honor, give them respect. It's very important. So, and the mother-in-law should not also forget that the scripture says that parents should not, we should not make our children angry. Don't bring up wrath within them. So balance scriptures always. Don't say you must respect me. I will curse you. There's also something somewhere for you to do in relation to this child, to this daughter-in-law of yours. Why are you making her angry? Why are you doing things to make her angry always? Why? Why are you reporting her to her son always? Do you report your daughter to her husband? Do you report your daughter to the other siblings? Don't you call her and say, my daughter, you did this and that and that. And you talk about it amicably. So why are you always reporting her to her husband? Always calling her to a panel. Always panel, meetings, panel. And you want to get the best from her. It's going to be difficult. Imagine you have a set of twins. The husband is one of the twins. The wife, the daughter-in-law is the other twin. The way you will relate with those twins, that's how you should relate with she and the husband, or your daughter-in-law and her husband. They are both equal. You have told the wife something, you have told the husband. And many people don't even know that when you expect that everything that people tell your husband, they must come and tell you specially. You're already saying you and your husband are not one. It's possible your husband may not be the type that remembers things, so that's another angle. If he's that kind of person, you people, this person you are telling, he will not tell me, he will not remember. Let them know. Let me know this. If you want to do these things, you want me to help you, let me know. My husband will not remember. So if that's not the case, then once you have told the wife, you have told the husband. Once you have told your son, depending on the relationship you have anyway, once you have told the son, you can also, my daughter, I told your husband this, or maybe you see that you're not getting any feedback. You can in a friendly manner, I don't know, mama, he has told me. And sometimes, just leave it. Don't be in a hurry to get everything done at once. Just take things easy. Be truthful always. Stop lying. Be true. What you cannot take, don't give it. What did you not take with your own husband? Now you want to enforce it. You want another young girl to do it for her own husband. It may be a good thing. So because you didn't do it, take it easy. Don't force it down her throat. You have seen that it's a good thing, but you didn't do it, or you were not unable to do it for whatever reason. You think it's a good thing that this girl should do, she should learn to do it. There's a way you extend it to her. You don't do it as if you were so perfect with your life then. When you were young, like I remember the way you were relating, the way you want things to be done. What your mother-in-law didn't do to you, that is good. Do it to your daughter-in-law. Let's stop all this evil in our posterity. Do it to her. There was no mother-in-law to nurture, to pamper you when you had your child. Do it for her. You didn't have a mother to take care of you while you were growing up. Take care of your mother-in-law. Don't say, I don't understand how to relate with old people. Who went to school to know how to relate with old people? Who went to Cambridge to learn that? Who went to the university? Who went to the university to learn that as a course? No, it's something you have. Necessity is placed on you. We need to change the narrative. The gospel of Christ, let it be effective in our character. Let it be effective in our lives. Let people read us like a book and say, wow, I like the way this lady and her mother-in-law are relating. You have changed their life. It's not as if you won't have issues. I do have issues with my mother-in-law. We disagree over things. And sometimes I tell her, Grandma, this thing, I can't do it this way. That's one thing. I won't mince words. I won't say, okay, Motigboma, and I'll go and do another thing. Grandma, no, it can't work this way for this reason. And she said, okay, it's true, it can't work. Because we've given room to discuss. You should be this talking more than always pray for yourselves. If possible together, she doesn't have to be your prayer partner, but pray for her always. And there are things, there are things I've done in my life, I've experienced that I know it works. There are certain things you cannot discuss. You can't discuss it. You can only pray about it. There are some dislodgements you make in the realm of the spirit. Lord, this, and this is happening this way. Baba, you are seeing it though. He sees it. You are not going to tell him. He sees it. But you can tell him, Baba, I want this thing to be this way. Good thing, no? Even if you can't send God on a bad errand. I hope you know. You can't send the angels on a bad errand. They are spirit of light. They only do good. It's only the devil you can send bad thing. And you're a child of God, so you shouldn't have a relationship with the devil. You shouldn't be sending devil on any errand. So you pray about a lot of things on your knees, make declarations. You notice things, and you know if I say this thing may cause issue. Go and pray about it. Go and pray about it. Take time. Pray about situation, rifts. You see the way things are going, you don't like it. Pray about it. Most time, pray more. And once you say one little thing, you see that thing solving. You bring it up with that person, you see it working out. But you don't want to pray. You don't want to put things in place in the spirit. You want to put things in place physically. How will it be? The person you're not praying for, you want to have a relationship with. How is it going to work? It's not going to work. Mother-in-law, give advice. Advise her always. Advice is not commandment. Your word is not law. You are not God. Your word is not law. Daughter-in-law, don't give command. You are not a commander-in-chief in that marriage. Your word is not law. Advise the person and leave it at that. Don't push for having things done your own way. Now, the man between the two of you, the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, has a huge role to play. In fact, he has the foundational role. A lot of men are so laid back when it comes to the relationship between his wife and their wives and their mothers. So laid back. You leave everything to chance. No. There's a posture you have. There's a body language you carry that your wife knows she cannot misbehave. Yes, she knows she cannot misbehave towards your mom. And your mom knows, Mom, you have a line. You can't cross this line. Not being rude. But you have to be a man. There are things you don't help your wife to tell your mom. There are things you don't help your mom to tell your wife. She's saying this and that. Sweetheart, she's your mom. Talk to her. Mama, Omoyini, talk to her. Because one thing I've discovered, when it comes to third person, second person information, there's this way, sometimes it sounds sour, sometimes it sounds rude. My wife told me this yesterday. What happened? Imagine. Sometimes you have to just, wives, there are things you don't report to your husband. Leave it. One day we see it. If it's not harmful, one day we see it. And see what my do. One day, Mama will do that thing. She is her character. She will do it. Your husband will see it. And he will address it. And sometimes, there are things you can tell him. You as the man, be matured enough. You don't just storm to Mama's room. Mama, what, my wife? You are a silly man. Silly man. Sometimes, your mother tells you things. You don't storm into the room and start. Take it easy. Mama, I've heard you. God will help us. You know she's your daughter. God will really, really help us. And you go in. Sometimes you bring it up. Sometimes you don't bring it up. Your wife will you show her character one day. And if you must bring it up, you don't bring it up in a way that Mama reported you. There are things that must be talked about. There are things that must be discussed. You don't hide things under the carpet. You don't behave like you are not enough to handle the home. You handle things. There's a way you handle things. There are things I've done. My husband have told me outrightly, you don't talk like that to an elderly person. Not because she's my mom. Not because she's his mom. And there are times I will be the one to tell him, bros, that thing you said to that woman is not so. To his mom, he said, hey, I didn't know. I said, it's not supposed to be. And he will get up and go and apologize to her. And there are things that happen, you handle it right there and then. You don't allow it to cool off. So everybody knows that. They know their boundaries. You don't act like this you're just laid back, leaving things to chance. It's not supposed to be. You are the man. You are the one that brought about the relationship. You have a role to play in maintaining love and order. You have a role to play. Don't leave things to chance. Many men are failing in this area, and I pray they wake up. It's very, very key. Ensure that the two of them, words and opinions, don't help one person to pass one information. Before you know, it gets to the person is like, why is this person saying? And meanwhile, that's not what the person intended. So let them discuss. Let them have a relationship, the two of them. And ensure that you help them to fuel it by your own love, by your understanding, by your own fairness. It's very key. I'm going to stop it here. That's the much I would like to take on mother-daughter relationship. Let us go there and increase our capacity to tolerate one another, to bear with one another. It's very important. And don't forget, these relationships, the way we are doing, we are training children. Some of you wives today, you think tomorrow, because you are spiritual, your own daughter-in-law will carry you differently. It's a lie. It's an investment. You have put something in that bank. That is what you will withdraw. Yes, that's what you will withdraw. So don't think we are widely traveled. We are all over the place. I am a bank manager. So because of that, my daughters-in-law, somehow it will walk back and get to you. I pray evil will not walk back to you. So if you don't want evil, don't do evil, don't give evil, don't invest evil. Do good always. And I want to trust God that the mother-daughter relationship all over the world, if you have access to this video, will get better. And we all will be better persons, training our children also to be better persons. I trust that by the reason of this video, you are going to be a better daughter-in-law and a wonderful, super-duper mother-in-law. Please subscribe, share it, tell as many people as possible. Let's spread the gospel. Let's tell others that things can happen. Good things can happen in our homes, and we can be the medium through which these good things happen. Thanks so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.